Welcome to part four, the last part of the return episode. We're ranking Wrestlemanias, and we are currently at number 19. So, Robbie, what's your number 19?
All right, my number 19 is WrestleMania 13.
Okay. We said that we're just going to skim through these. My number 19 is WrestleMania 5.
Okay,
And I think I ranked it high because of the two matches that you said, the
yeah.
Rude Warrior match and the Hogan Savage match. WrestleMania 13.
Honestly, I only rated this high because of how good Austin and Brett was. That was the only reason. Like, I know Taker and Sid was not good, and everything else I don't remember, but Hart and Austin was that good that I ranked it that high.
All right, 18.
WrestleMania 22.
WrestleMania 23 for me.
Okay.
Um, Explain 22. Quick.
I like the Mania. Freaking Rey Mysterio winning the world title, great. John Cena winning in the main event, I guess. Okay, and then freaking never mind. That was at a different Mania. Those matches.
So Mania 23, I really like the main event of Cena and Michaels. I also like the fact that fan tried to run into the ring during the main event of Cena and Michaels. Did
Oh
you
yeah,
know that? I was about to say.
yeah.
There was also Batista versus Undertaker, which was really good. And I actually did like the Battle of the Billionaires match.
Okay, that's fair.
17.
Number 17 is WrestleMania 28.
WrestleMania 6.
Okay.
So 28.
I did really like uh Cena versus Rock,
I've disappeared.
and nice. Punk versus Jericho was also not bad. Although I would have had Jericho winning, but that's just me. And then yeah, there was also a few other good things, but
Yeah. Um, this I just recently watched Mania 6 not too long ago, and I enjoyed it. I really like the main event, and for some reason, all the other matches escape me right now. But I did
all
enjoy
right.
it.
That seems to be a common theme with most manias. Like you really only remember the main event,
Yeah.
unless there were other matches that were just that good. You really only remember the main event.
Number 16,
WrestleMania 29.
WrestleMania 18. Wait,
Okay.
you like twice in a lifetime more than once in a lifetime?
It was less because of the twice in a lifetime and more because of what else was on the show.
Okay, explain.
I enjoyed what else was on the show. I mean,
You know, so
apart from the opening match was the Shield's Mania debut, which was good. Um, Punk versus Taker, solid, fantastic. The main event was definitely not as good as WrestleMania 28, the first Cena Michaels,
yeah,
Cena
Michaels.
Rock, Rock, Rock,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
Shawn Michaels was wrestling John Cena at WrestleMania 28.
who would have thought? And then yeah, Fandango versus Chris Jericho was also not that bad of a match, even though it's laughable that Fandango won. But we're gonna move on from that.
All right, number 15.
My number 15 is WrestleMania 26.
Okay. My number 15 is WrestleMania 38.
Yeah, okay,
I will say I have it at number 15 mainly for night two.
that's fair.
Night two was not as good as night one, like by far.
Yeah.
But explain 26.
So obviously, freaking Michaels versus Taker stole the freaking show.
Yeah.
Best match by far, which was probably why I have it as high as I do. But and the Money in the Bank match wasn't bad, even though it was won by Jack Swagger, taking like 57 years to pull the briefcase down. And also Edge versus Jericho, I didn't mind, and if Cena being Cena
I
and
thought Edge
winning.
versus Taker was Mania 26.
No, that was 24.
Oh, yeah. I should have known that given where I placed 24.
Yeah.
You'll see. All right. Yeah, 38 was let down by its night two.
Mm.
Night one was great, but night two, it was being built as like this huge mania, and it was mainly let down by the main event, honestly. But also,
Yeah.
what else did we have? Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, freaking Lesnar versus Roman, which
Yeah.
really actually kind of sucked. Again.
It did. The show, like night two, was built around that match, and it
Yeah.
wasn't even that good of a match.
Night one was fine. I liked night
Right.
one.
Yeah.
Night two sucked.
Right.
Number 14.
My number 14 is actually WrestleMania 35.
Okay. Let's get controversial. My number 14 is WrestleMania 19.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Mine, to be honest, isn't that much higher
Yeah,
than
I know
you.
we talked about this.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm talking to the people who watch the show because I know a couple of people who watch this show. Explain 35.
So, first ever women's main event was
Mhm.
great, even though it ended on a botch. Um, Kofi Mania was fantastic. And then freaking Rollins winning the Universal title in the main event, or not the main event, the opener was also really good. I guess one of the biggest drawbacks of the show was that it was so freaking long.
Yeah.
It was, including the pre-show, 7.5 hours.
I'll tell you, I ranked it higher, but I agree with you on this.
It ended at 12:30 in the morning on Monday, April 8th,
And he would know.
which
He
was
stayed up for it.
I did because I'm a mad lad like that.
Because I talked to him at school the next day. I was like, you stay up for Mania? Actually, I talked to your brother first. I was like, did he stay up? He said yes. I was like, damn it. Jeez.
I had to.
Mania 19 is very overrated Mania. That's all I have to say. No, I'm just um the main event sucked. No, not the main event. Actually, no, it was Booker T Triple H was the main event, right?
No, that was like halfway through the show.
Never mind. The main event was Rock Austin. And I
Also, no.
what was the main event?
Angle versus Lesnar.
Oh yeah. No, that match was great. What am I talking about? Angle Lesnar was great. Rock Austin was fine. Booker T Triple H sucked, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, there you go.
The Playboy pillow fight sucked. The rest of the
Yeah,
show is man.
that's fair. That's fair criticism. I'm not mad at you. I promise.
And if you guys don't agree, if anyone here watching doesn't agree, you can fight me. I don't care. 13. Give me space
13.
until we get to the top 10. 13.
WrestleMania 18.
WrestleMania
And
21. Go.
looking back now, I would have ranked this a little lower,
Uh-huh.
but I mean, you had Rock versus Hogan, which was the best match on the show. And then the main event, which was a bit of a letdown, Jericho Triple H for the undisputed title.
Yeah. Mania 21, I like this Mania. Mania goes Hollywood the first time. Um, Second time's a little higher for me. Mania
It's a lot higher for me.
oh no, it's a lot higher. I'm just saying Mania goes
Yeah,
Hollywood the first time. Um, we had that Kurt Angle match that was really good. The main event was pretty good. Overall, it was pretty good Mania. We're
yeah.
just skimming through these until we get to the top 10. Number 12.
My number 12 is WrestleMania 25.
My number 12 is WrestleMania 26.
Hey.
And that surprises me that your number 12 is WrestleMania 25. Explain yourself.
So it was basically same reasons you had Taker versus Shawn, best match of the night. Honestly, should have main evented,
Yeah.
knowing that the main event was going to be as underwhelming as it was. The Money in the Bank match was great. I also enjoyed the Extreme Rules match with the Hardy Bros, Hardy Boys. Yeah. And then the Battle Royal was awful. And the World Heavyweight title match was great. So I just like that Mania, except for the Battle Royal.
All right. Mania 26. I mainly have it up here for Batista Cena, which was really good. Edge Jericho, which was really good in my opinion. And
Okay.
most importantly, Taker Michaels,
Most importantly,
which is in my opinion the best wrestling match that I've ever seen.
better than their match the year before.
Yes.
Okay.
Not by much, but yes.
Right. It's always hard to determine the two.
Yeah, that's true. Number 11.
WrestleMania 19.
Nice. Mine's mainly 3.
Okay, that's fair.
Like I said, I think I had um significance goggles on for that one.
Yeah.
That's just my quick explanation. I like the Savage Steamboat match, and that's why I put it in number. No, I'm just kidding. I also
Okay.
found the little person match funny, and
Right.
and I do see the significance of the main event, which is why I put it at number 11. All right, why'd you put number 19, number 11?
All right. Pretty much. Again, same reasons you had. Booker T versus Triple H was not good, but Austin versus Rock, great, and the main event, one of the better main events that
Yeah,
I've seen.
yeah, and I
And
forgot that that was.
also, what else? Freaking Ray versus Matt Hardy was also bad
Yeah.
as well. Enjoyed that.
All right, top 10. These are the
Here we go,
10
boys.
best manias in our opinion. I'm surprised you have not said my number one. We will get to that when we get to it, apparently. I don't know where you put it. Number 10, I have WrestleMania 10.
Funnily enough, I also have WrestleMania 10, mostly because it's WrestleMania 10 at
Exactly.
number 10. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. I was actually scared because I was scared that I was gonna people were gonna say that I needed to rank it higher. Because this is considered one of the top manias.
Right.
With the heart opener, which sounds like a really bad surgery, the heart opener.
Right.
The main event where they actually did it right this time.
Yep.
But overall, besides the stuff that both Hearts, Luger, and Yokozuna did, I cannot. And Michaels versus
Oh my.
Razor.
Yeah.
The rest of this mania sort of falls a little bit short for me.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Same reasons. What do you think?
yeah, pretty much like Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. I'm gonna be honest, it's probably the best opening match
Oh yeah, most
that I've ever seen at Mania.
either that one or my number nine's opening match.
I got a feeling I know what that one is, but we'll get to that. And uh, Hart, not Hart. Ramon versus Michaels, fantastic ladder match, very good ladder match. One of my favorite all-time ladder matches, because obviously. And then again, yeah, Yokozuna versus Bret Hart, where they actually did it right this time and had Bret win,
Yeah.
and no Hulk Hogan to speak of. Yay!
Yeah. Probably because he wasn't in the damn company anymore.
He was not. He was over squashing everyone in WCW. Yay!
Number 9. You first.
All right, my number 9 is actually WrestleMania 38.
Ooh, okay. My number 9 is WrestleMania 30.
Yeah, I saw that coming. Saw that coming.
As soon as I said the opener.
Right.
38, go.
So, again, have to agree with you. Night one was a lot better than night two. I think the most surprising part was the fact that we got Steve Austin main eventing a Mania in 2022, and it was actually really good.
And he was at my house
Austin
for this
versus
too.
Owen, and I
We
was.
had a
I saw
watch
it
party
live
for this.
with you.
We had a watch
We
party for
we
this.
yeah. We were in person watching Mania 38 together, or at least night one.
Yeah, we weren't able to get night 2 together.
Yeah, but
Had to go back to school on Monday. So
I had to work that night. I was still working night
I had
shift.
to go
But
to
anyways,
collage. All right, go.
you're. But also a match that I think you forgot: Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. Surprisingly, really good.
Surprisingly really good.
underrated banger of that Mania.
Jim Cornette hated that match.
Of course he did.
Logan
But
Paul
yeah,
was
I
also really good then too. Forgot about
oh
that.
yeah, with the Miz versus Ray and Dom, I
Yeah.
think it was. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Him
And then
smiling
also
when he was getting skull crushing finale. It was
he
funny.
did that. Yeah, that was kind of funny. But also Ronda versus Charlotte was not good.
Yeah.
And then obviously Vince versus Pat was awful. And
There's
then
my
yeah, the
golf
main event
game.
of night two was
I was looking
underwhelming.
for this.
Let's go.
We'll play that later.
But yeah, overall, a pretty good Mania apart from those few downers.
Yeah. Number 8,
WrestleMania 21.
WrestleMania 20.
Okay.
Sort of a mania that I just put on in the background for me. It
Right.
has a very problematic main event because of who.
Yeah.
Chris Benoit won the main event, obviously, but also it had that main event match was great. Also,
Yeah.
Eddie winning was great. The Eugene segment I actually found funny. It had a few fatal four ways, which were really good. No, it's 21.
Yeah.
Never mind. 21 was the one with the fatal four way tag matches.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, what you got?
But but anyways, for WrestleMania 21, I really liked Shawn versus Angle. That
Uh,
was a really good match. Uh, Triple H versus Batista in the main event for the world title. Very good match as well. Randy Orton versus The Undertaker, one of Taker's best Mania matches. I don't know if I'd put it top 5, but it's definitely in top 10.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and also Cena beating JBL for the world title was great because JBL was no longer world champion, which was nice.
Number 7,
WrestleMania 20.
WrestleMania 31.
I think our top tens are going to be very close together.
I don't think so.
Maybe, possibly.
At least not
Mo-
our top
most
fives.
most of them,
I
maybe.
will
I don't know.
say 2 of my top 6 you've already said
Okay, fair enough.
before your top 10. And I'm really
All right.
surprised you have not said my number 1.
Okay.
um Mania 20. Any other reasons?
Probably same reasons you had. The main event was great. Eddie versus Angle was fantastic. The Undertaker returning as the Dead Man was great as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Even
pretty
though
much.
the match itself wasn't that good, him versus Kane,
Yeah,
but
right.
his
That's
return was awesome.
right. But yeah,
Mania
pretty much.
31. Sorry, I cut you off.
I was just saying same reasons you had.
Okay. Mania 31, great ladder match opener.
Mhm.
With Daniel Bryan winning the IC title. Great match between Triple H versus Sting, even though the wrong person won. Great match between John Cena and Rusev. Great match between Taker and Bray.
Seeing a pattern here.
Slightly less great women's match. I think it was
Yeah.
AJ versus Nikki. I could be
It
wrong.
was AJ and Paige versus the
The
Bella Twins.
Bella Twins. Yeah, that match was probably the worst one on the show for me.
Mm.
Triple H's entrance was kind of cool to me, even though a lot of people don't really like that one for some reason. The Terminator entrance.
I liked it.
I liked it. It was awesome. Um, the main event was actually really good between Brock and Roman. There we go. Got it.
Roman. Yeah.
And of course, Heist of the Century with Seth. And
That's me.
something that I was saving for last. The best RKO of all time.
I was waiting for you to get to it. I was hoping you didn't forget.
The best RKO of all time. And there have been attempts to top it with especially the Gable Moonsault RKO that just happened on a random ass episode of Raw. But
Yeah.
no, you cannot top that stomp reversal RKO.
they had one chance to get it right and they nailed it.
They nailed it. It was amazing. It's so good that it's a counter in the 2K games.
Yeah, for literally everybody. Like
For
it's just
literally everybody.
regular calendar.
Number 6,
WrestleMania 30.
WrestleMania 35.
Okay,
Explain 30.
so Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, also one of the best openers of all time. Uh, The Undertaker losing his streak, looking back, even thinking then was not a good idea.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Bray breaking it would have been a little better, but that's just how I feel. I don't. Brock did not need that
He
at
did
all.
not need it.
He didn't need it. He didn't do anything with it. And then the first ever Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I enjoyed that. I thought that probably the only good Battle Royal.
Pretty good.
Freaking Cesaro winning, that was cool. And then yeah, the main event, freaking a miracle on Bourbon Street with Daniel Bryan winning.
It was awesome.
It was very cool.
35. I will say the main reason why it's number 6 for me is a little bit of bias. And I've told Robby this. This was the first WrestleMania that I watched live.
Yeah,
So I do have a tiny bit of bias for this mania. But overall, I also thought it was a good mania.
right.
I really enjoyed the fatal 4-way tag for the SmackDown tag titles
Yeah, yeah.
with that Tower of Doom spot with Ricochet like flipping out of it. I thought was really
Right.
cool. The women's main event was good. I enjoyed Triple H Batista.
Yeah.
I did think it went a little long. Obviously,
Triple H is known for that.
yeah, Triple H is known for that. Exactly. The opener, even though it ended kind of screwy, I thought was fun.
Mhm.
Overall, I thought it was a decent mania, or my number 6. So,
Yeah, right. Obviously, you thought it was good.
number 5, top 5,
Here we go. Top five, baby. WrestleMania 31.
WrestleMania 33.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh, no, that's
Um,
that's fair.
you want to explain 31? Same reasons. What
Yeah.
do you think?
Yeah. Basically, same reasons. Best ever RKO, heist to the century. Cena wins. Lol. The Sting losing was stupid, but whatever. Ladder match was great, and yeah.
Oh, NWO coming out was awesome too.
Oh, that's true. NWO DX fighting on the outside. That was cool.
33. This is a mania that I will put on if I don't have anything else to watch. Like this is one of my comfort manias.
Mm.
Um, I enjoyed. Was it Shane AJ? I enjoyed Shane
Yeah.
AJ.
Shay, Shay J.
Shut up. I enjoyed Shane versus AJ. I definitely enjoyed Jericho versus Owens. Even
Yeah.
though that's considered one of Jericho's worst mania matches, although I really enjoyed it. The main event does let it down a little.
Yeah.
The Roman Taker main event does let it down.
Hmm.
But overall, I thought it was a really good mania. You'll notice a pattern with my top 5, which I will explain it when I like bring in my number 1. Um,
Now I'm very curious what your number one is.
yeah, you'll see. Number 4,
WrestleMania 24.
okay. WrestleMania 39.
Okay.
Explain 24.
So you had JBL versus Finley, which was actually a pretty good match, the Belfast Brawl. Freaking JBL eating a trash can in
Eating a trash
Hornswoggle.
can at Hornswoggle.
Um, I think the Divas Lumberjill match wasn't that good, but that was to be expected. Edge versus Taker was very good. The triple threat for the WWE title with Randy, Triple H, and Cena, I liked a lot. And Batista versus Umaga wasn't that bad. And I just realized that Batista versus Umaga happened at 2 Manias in a row for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
23 was Lashley versus Umaga.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm stupid. I knew that.
Batista
Oh,
versus
and
Undertaker was at 23.
versus Undertaker. Yeah. And also Chavo getting squashed by Kane in 12 seconds or 8
Yeah.
seconds or however long it was for the ECW title was funny.
So yeah, Mania 39. It's kind of funny. We have the same top four. I think they're just in different order.
Probably.
But yeah, Mania 39. We got night one, which is one of the best nights of Mania ever.
Yeah.
And night two, which is also a really good night. The only reason why this is my number four and not my top three is the main event,
Yeah.
specifically the ending to the main event.
Right.
um, but no, just getting into night one, you got, of course, the main event of night one, the Usos versus Zayn and Owens, which was fucking awesome. I
Was.
think was Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew night one or night two.
I think that was night two.
Ah, yeah, I think you're right. But there was also Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins,
Hmm.
Charlotte versus Rhea, which is probably the best women's match at Mania,
Hands down.
hands down. Bianca versus Asuka, which I believe happened at night two.
I think so. Yeah.
I Damage Control versus Lynch, Lita, and Stratus was really good, even though I only caught a little bit of it. Because fun fact, when night one came on, I was at work. So
Yeah.
when we were closing down the dining hall, I had my phone in my jacket pocket because I had a chef jacket. So I had it in my jacket pocket and I had the show on. Like and I
Yeah.
had headphones in. So I was listening to the show.
Yeah.
And I could occasionally peek down and see what was happening.
Right.
um but no, it was a great mania. Like honestly, one of my favorites, obviously. Number four.
Obviously.
Number three.
My number three, this might surprise you a little bit, maybe.
Uh-huh.
WrestleMania 40.
Okay. My number three is WrestleMania 17.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Mania 40, go.
So this Mania probably had one of the best endings to a Mania
Yeah.
ever for a night two. Cody finishing the story finally, and beating Roman for the undisputed title. You also had the night one main event also was really good. Cody, Seth versus Rock and Roman. Even though the match was like 45 minutes, it was a pretty entertaining
Pretty
45
good
minutes.
45 minutes.
And then I think one of the biggest letdowns was Uso versus Uso. Like
Yeah.
we both had high hopes for that, and it was probably the worst match between both nights.
Yeah, definitely.
You had Sammy versus Gunther, which Sammy defeating Gunther for the IC title, which was really good. And then freaking and Snoop Dogg on commentary.
That was awesome.
That was really good for the Pride versus Final Testament street fight. Snoop Dogg, great commentator. They should bring him back. And Rhea versus Becky was good as well. I
Hmm.
like that. And what was the Bailey versus Io was also really good.
Yeah.
One of the better Mania women's matches. I like that as well. But yeah,
Um,
overall, it was a good Mania.
yeah. Mania 17 is considered to most people to be the number one.
Hmm.
I consider it my number three. Don't get me
Oh,
wrong, it's an amazing Mania.
it is.
I mean, hardcore triple threat between Kane, Raven, and who was the third one?
Big Show.
Big Show, thank you. Kane, Raven, and Big Show, where they almost destroyed the entire Mania. That was awesome. You had TLC 2, which was awesome. You had the main event, which had one of the best heel turns of all time with Steve
Yeah.
Austin. That was amazing. You had Regal versus Jericho, which was awesome as the opener. I mean, it was an amazing Mania.
Yep.
And I can see why most people put it as their number one. It's just not mine. And I'm gonna catch flack for that, and I don't give a fuck.
You know what? That's okay.
All right. Number two,
WrestleMania 39.
WrestleMania 40.
Okay.
So explain 39.
So even though the ending to night two was not good,
Mhm.
although looking back now, I knowing what it led to this year, it's not that bad. But at the time, it was not good. It made no sense. Freaking, they had Solo ejected only for him to come back and interfere anyways. But apart from that, everything else was really good. Like you said, the main event tag match on night one, Gunther, Drew, Sheamus, fantastic. The both showcase matches weren't that bad.
Yeah.
They were okay. And then freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul was really good. Logan Paul is surprisingly a really good wrestler. I don't know how he does it. I wish he was as good as a person as he was a wrestler.
Yeah.
If only. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed that Mania.
So Mania 40,
Hmm?
the most recent one, obviously. This was an amazing Mania to me. Night one is probably my favorite night of Mania, although night two is amazing as well.
Yeah,
Like you said, Uso versus Uso was like demonstrably the worst match
yeah,
both nights. Just like close-ish to it is Pride versus Final Testament, which I actually did like right coming right out of it.
right.
But after like some days of rewatching and some days of thinking, it wasn't that good.
Yeah,
Um, LA Knight versus AJ Styles, a match that you forgot to mention.
I did.
That
Yeah,
was really good.
right.
LA Knight versus Styles was good. Didn't Logan Paul have a US title defense?
Yeah, against Randy and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that was pretty good as well.
You're right.
But no, you can't talk about Mania 40 without talking about the ending, without talking about the main event. What a crowd reaction when Cody won the title.
Oh my God, that it was amazing.
It
Like
was
even
so
freaking even Samantha Irving was
mhm.
crying when she made the announcement. Like
It
you could
was
hear it.
no, it was amazing. It was surreal. One of the best main events.
Mhm.
Um, it was no great Mania, amazing Mania. Number two best.
I think the final 5 minutes of that main event are probably the most chaotic of
That's true.
any
We got
match.
Taker,
We had freaking Taker, Rock, Shield, Rollins,
Cena.
Cena, Solo. But yeah,
So yeah, right. So Taker, Rock, Shield, Cena, or Shield, Rollins, Cena, Solo. No.
uh,
All right, number one.
all right, number one, WrestleMania 17.
My number one is WrestleMania 24.
Yeah,
And like I said, we had the same top four. It was just in a different order.
yep.
But no, and I'm gonna catch flack for that, and I don't care. My number one is WrestleMania 24.
I'd love to hear your opinion on that, but
I will say my opinion on that as soon as you give me your opinion on Mania 17.
I will give my opinion on Mania 17. Jericho versus Regal was great. TLC 2, fantastic. Uh, Freaking Steve Austin versus The Rock, really good match. Again, like you said, one of the best heel turns ever with Austin. Also, probably one of the most unexpected. He freaking joined hands with Vince McMahon, of all people, the man he was feuding with for like the last 3 years.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was a really good Mania.
All right, here we go.
I'm
Flair
curious.
versus Michaels.
I forgot about that. Oh my god.
Flair versus Michaels, first off, was amazing.
Yes, surprisingly.
Kane squashing Chavo was funny. Floyd
Yeah.
Mayweather's match was cool. You had an amazing Money in the Bank ladder match. You had a great opener with Finley and JBL. You had an amazing main event with Edge and Taker. And this is the pattern that I was talking about, besides Mania 17. My favorite manias, if you have not noticed, are feel good manias. Manias that feel like parties or summer events. Mainly the Florida ones, honestly. But
Yeah.
manias that have feel good endings or just positive. I love
Right.
a happy feeling mania, and that's what you get with this mania.
Yep.
I mean, you also had Cena, Orton, Triple H, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
This mania is amazing, and I will watch it over and over and over again. And I am passionate about this mania. It is awesome.
See, now had I actually remembered a couple of those matches, like I forgot about the Money in the Bank match. I forgot about Flair
How did you forget
versus
about Flair
Michaels.
versus Michael?
I don't know how I forgot about Flair versus Michaels. Like I told you, I made this list like going to and from Jersey Mike's. I did not go on Wikipedia. So I just kind of threw this together and like rearranged it a little bit in between that. But had I remembered those matches, yeah, I probably would have put it higher.
I do not think
I
there's a bad
probably
match on this mania. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't think there is.
you even thought the Lumberjill match was good?
Lumberjack match was fine. It was
Okay.
okay.
Fair enough.
It is the
Take
worst match on that mania.
well, obviously.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to David and Robby's Watch Party.
Woo!
We've decided for now that this is going to be a summer thing because I do have to go back to work in the fall.
Mhm.
Um, but we're gonna try and get these out. I'm gonna try and get it out on Mondays. Is gonna be the goal. Um, thank you for watching. We're back. We are gonna bring back the games. It's gonna be next week, and
Yep.
the stipulation is gonna be the same. The loser of the game has to watch a pay per view. That the winner picks.
Yeah.
No, the pay per views that we already watched are still not on the table, even though we're returning.
I can't even remember all the pay-per-views we've
I'm
picked
just
so
saying
far.
that so I don't have to watch Victory Road 09 again.
Okay. Yeah.
Which means you don't have to watch it either, but that's no.
Woo!
My ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. My name is David Loveday. His name is Robby Tressler. And as said on my Twitch streams, go watch Yo-Yo6317 Thursdays at 7 p.m. EST, Saturdays at 5 p.m. EST. Have fun, stay safe, don't do anything illegal. And if you do, don't get caught. Good night.